The pulse drops. A twist is coming. Welcome to Pulse Drop Stories. Brace yourself. The fear begins now.
The crunch of gravel under my boots was the only rhythm to the world that afternoon. Liam and I were hiking the Blackwood Trail, a place known for its stunning views, and, if local whispers were to be believed, a few unsettling secrets. I'd always dismissed them as campfire tales, the kind that grew taller with each telling. Liam, ever the pragmatist, agreed. Midway through the ascent, the path narrowed, hugging the cliff face. Liam, ever the clumsy one, tripped on a root. "Hold on a sec," he said, bending down to adjust his shoelace. I gave a small nod and kept walking, eager to reach the lookout point I'd spotted on the map. It couldn't be more than 100 feet ahead. When I finally turned around, that's when the bottom dropped out of my world. Liam wasn't there. The path behind me was empty, devoid of any sign of him. I called his name, the sound swallowed by the vast, indifferent landscape. "Liam," my voice echoed back to me, a lonely, desperate plea. I raced back, pulse pounding in my ears. I searched every nook and cranny, calling his name until my throat was raw. There was no sign of struggle, no indication of foul play, just an empty path and the oppressive silence of the mountains. I spent the next few hours frantically searching, until dusk forced me to turn back, the image of his missing presence seared into my mind. The next few days were a blur of police reports, search parties, and sleepless nights. They found nothing. No trace of Liam. Everyone told me it was hopeless, that after a certain point, they just had to assume the worst. I refused. I plastered missing person posters all over town, each one featuring the goofy grin Liam always wore. I couldn't shake the feeling that he was out there, somewhere, and I just had to find him. Weeks morphed into months. The initial flurry of activity surrounding Liam's disappearance dwindled, replaced by a heavy, suffocating quiet. The world went on, but for me, everything was cast in a perpetual gray. One evening, while scrolling through the local news website, I stumbled upon a missing person report. A familiar face stared back at me, his eyes wide and innocent. It was Liam. My heart leaped into my throat, hope surging through me like a shot of adrenaline. I frantically clicked on the article, desperate to read the details, but as I scanned it, my hope faltered and then froze into a cold knot of dread. The missing person report wasn't new. It wasn't even recent. It was dated 3 years before I'd even met Liam. The details painted a picture of a young man named Elijah, who had vanished while hiking the same trail years before I had even known Liam. The description matched perfectly. The same build, the same sandy hair, the same distinctive mole above his left eyebrow, the same goofy grin. The world tilted. My stomach churned. I felt like I was teetering on the edge of some terrible abyss. This couldn't be right. It was impossible. Liam was real. I'd spent countless hours with him. We'd laughed, we'd argued, we'd shared secrets and dreams. How could he be someone who had vanished years ago? How was it possible that he was Elijah? I went back through every picture, every conversation I'd ever had with Liam. I was looking for a flicker of something that could explain this impossible situation. But there was nothing. He'd always seemed so genuine, so present. I spent the following weeks poring over old articles, police reports, anything related to Elijah. I tried to piece together the truth. Had Liam been lying to me the whole time? Was this just some elaborate deception? The more I delved, the more the line between what I knew and what I was discovering became blurred. I kept coming back to that image, Elijah's face staring back at me from the missing persons report, an eerie echo of my missing best friend. I never hiked the Blackwood Trail again. Sometimes, when I close my eyes, I can still hear the crunch of gravel, the sound of Liam's laughter, and the unsettling silence that followed. I'll never know the truth of what happened that day. Was Liam a ghost, an echo of a lost soul? Was I losing my mind? The questions linger, a constant, gnawing void, a reminder that sometimes the world holds mysteries far more terrifying than any campfire story. And sometimes, the people we think we know best are the ones who can disappear completely from our reality, leaving us with nothing but a ghost of a friendship and haunting, unanswered questions.